Hey everyone, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 1. Today I'm making a watercolor Christmas card using stamps from Penny Black and Simon Says Stamp. So let's get started. I'm starting off by using my Misty stamp tool to stamp on my image using black archival ink from Ranger. This is a great ink when watercoloring because it holds up to a lot of water and doesn't smudge. I'm also using Canson XL watercolor paper, which is the paper I always use for watercoloring, but it's best to play around and see which paper works best for your preference. So I'm inking up my stamp, and the best thing about the Misty is that if it doesn't stamp perfectly the first time, you can always re-ink it and stamp it again in the exact same spot without any worry. This one, however, stamped fine the first time, so we're good to go. So for the coloring, I'm using my Sakura water brush and my Zig Clean Brush watercolor markers. I'll put the colors I'm using at the top of the screen, and I'll throw on some music for you to enjoy the coloring process. Alright, now for the sentiment. I've brought back my Misty to get the perfect placement for my stamp. That's another great perk about the Misty, is that it allows you to place your stamp exactly where you want it before inking it up. I'm using Versamark ink to ink up my stamp because I'm going to be heat embossing my sentiment. Now, it was at this point I realized I forgot to prep my panel with my anti-static powder tool. That helps you keep away any stray embossing powder from sticking anywhere you don't want it to. Since I forgot to do that, I have to take a few extra minutes to wipe away the extra pieces. You can't really see them on camera, but they are there, and you don't want those when you're heat embossing. I started out using my finger, but it's much easier to use a dry paintbrush. Once I've got that all cleaned up, I'm just using my heat tool to heat set my sentiment. The embossing powder I used was a sparkling red by Recollections, which you can pick up at your local Michaels. I love using this embossing powder for the holidays because it just has such a festive feel to it. I'm now cutting some green glitter paper to 5.5 by 1/2 inch to be the border for my panel. I like to use little strips for the background, not only to save paper, but also to help my panel stick to the card base, since glitter paper can be difficult to adhere things to. Now that I have my strips all set, I'm adhering those to the top and the bottom of the card base using my 3M Advanced Tape Runner. My camera decided to turn itself off, but all I did was adhere my panel onto my card base, and now I'm going to add some Wink of Stella glitter to add a little bit of shine. You'll want to be careful going over watercolors with your Wink of Stella because it will reactivate the color, so just be sure to wipe it off when going between colors. And with all that, this card is finished. I hope you enjoyed day 1 of Vlogmas. Be sure to come back tomorrow for more holiday crafting. There will be gift ideas, DIY decorations, and everything how-to holiday. I've linked to some other videos that you might enjoy. You can either click those or links will be provided below. Thanks again for stopping by, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday. See you next time. Bye!